Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Leadership Insights, a series where we learn from experienced leaders who navigate complex careers and challenging leadership situations. I'm your host, Shenila, and today we are discussing a topic that almost every professional experiences at some point in their career: surviving the room where decisions are made. Many professionals spend years developing technical expertise, yet, when they enter rooms where strategic decisions are made, they don't make themselves sometimes comfortable, or they often discover that technical competencies alone are not enough. So how do you earn trust? How do you influence without authority? And how do you confidently contribute when senior leaders are around the table? These are exactly the questions we will explore today. I am delighted to welcome Shazia Tausif, Assistant Vice President, Telco Systems Arabia. Shazia, thank you for joining us today.
And Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon. Thank you for having me here. I'm very looking forward for this conversation. It's kind of enabling us, all of us, to learn from each other experience.
Thank
So
you.
thank you for having me here. I'm
Great,
looking forward for the conversation.
great. Wonderful. So, Shazia, before we dive into today's conversation, I would love our audience to get to know you, right? So, could you briefly introduce yourself and tell us about your leadership journey, your career path, your current role, or what leadership means to you today?
Okay. So as you know, we all started from the technical. I have a technical background along with I'm a BS in computer science. Along with I'm a marketer. I'm an MBA marketing. I have a blend of a leadership style where I understand the technical aspects of the things and the business aspects of the thing. To me, a leader should knows all the aspects and all the dimensions of the landscape. So beside this, I've been into my career as a started. I started develop from the development journey to quality assurance to product owner, product manager, then senior project manager, and right now, Alhamdulillah, I am actually managing a biggest transformation program in STC. It's a Saudi telecom company. I'm from the Systems Arabia. I've been deployed there. The transformation project is like multi-million project where it's a challenging situation as well, where the project was stuck for 2 years, and alhamdulillah we were able to move it forward. So to me, leadership is not about that that you yourself assert your authorities, but leadership is how you are creating the space where people feel confident, people feel authority, people feel what they are, they can communicate what they feel, and we can build a joint collaborative environment where everybody can put in their pros and cons, and we take the decisions together. So to me, leadership is always building a great teams, uh, maybe not the smartest team, but the team that works together, collaborate well, and give the results, uh, give and success together, enjoy the successes together. So that's the leadership. How you should be inspirational.
Wonderful, I think, yeah. So, Shazia, many professionals imagine that, once they become managers or senior managers, they automatically become part of, strategic decision making. And we all thought
Mhm.
somewhere, in the beginning of our career, right? Many years ago.
Mhm.
So, but reality
Mhm.
is often different, right? So,
Correct.
I would like to
Correct.
know from you, right? When did you first realize that leadership meetings require a completely different set of skills than operational meetings?
Fine. So I would like to emphasize one thing here. Okay. So your technical expertise, okay, if you have expertise, you will get into the meeting of where their strategic decisions are being made. If you understand the emotional intelligence, you know it, you will be in the meeting for long. But if you know the culture and you read the room well, you are the one who can influence decisions. So one thing that we need to understand, where it's we have to understand that when we are going into the meeting rooms, the decisions has already been met. Meeting rooms are not there to create the decisions, are there to assert the decisions. So we
Yeah.
need to be very smart, okay, to find our allies, the right stakeholders, reading the room who has the authority, and then work well on that way. The one thing that I have learned throughout my career, I work with different geographic locations like North America, England, Malta, European regions, and then Middle East, and then and Pakistan. So one thing that I have learned is like it's people bring different contexts. It's not about that what I'm thinking is correct, yeah, or the opinion that other person is saying. It's vice versa of what my opinion is. It's about the context. Sometimes we are missing the right context to understand, am I missing any context?
Hmm.
Am I, so because Satya Nadella, he's the one who changed Microsoft upside down. Okay.
Hmm.
So he has a very famous line. He says that, you know, instead of know it all, you need to be learn it all. You know,
Absolutely.
so I don't have to learn. Am I missing the context? That context is important.
Makes sense. So, what surprised you most about the executive decisions?
Okay. So one thing that I want to tell you that sometimes the decision that we are part of the decisions,
Hmm.
the decisions are made on executives does not have time to get into your stories. Okay,
Hmm.
the ground stories could be like very different and all that. So
Hmm.
what has happened when we are in the initial part of our careers, we think that why this decision, this is not the ground reality, right? But the
Yes,
one thing, it's all totally different. What's going on? Okay, it's like 180-degree change, right? The key point here is we have to understand is that the decisions are made on the numbers, solutions, and the problem statements and the solutions. Leadership does not have time for the stories. If we really wanted that we don't get surprises with the solutions, we should have our numbers, matrices, and solutions well prepared in advance. Otherwise, we cannot. So, whenever we are going into the meeting, whenever we are getting into strategic decisions, we should have, because that meeting is not where you are going to decide. The decision is made before that. When you get into the room, your matrices are with you so that you don't get a surprise. Because, yes, there are surprises.
I agree. So, Shazia, let's go one step forward, right? There is one misconception is that, influence comes from hierarchy, you know, the how
Hmm.
senior or senior manager you become, and that's how the influence comes, right? But in reality, there are many influential people, right, who don't have the highest title, right? But
Correct.
now people
Correct.
listen to
I
them
mean,
more.
yes,
Yeah. So,
correct.
can
Correct.
you
And
share
you know
a
what?
situation
Yes.
like
Yes.
that where your influence mattered more than your position?
Yes, I want to tell you one thing. The one thing that is more important, as in wherever you are, whatever work you are, whatever you are doing is the connect that you're making with the people. Okay,
Hmm.
it is so. I was reading about the Google project, Aristotle project. Okay,
Hmm.
that project is, and what is the reading? What is the analysis of the of that project? Is the smartest people in the team which has the most smartest people does not succeed. The team which succeed is where the team members feel that they have the autonomy to express. It's a safe place for them to express what they think. Okay, so to me, whenever we are driving into any culture, any new organizations, we need to read. We need to read what's going on. We need to build the connect with the people, and influence does, and we need to win the trust. So
Hmm.
one thing that as in technical, so that as in technical, personas we miss that's being taught in the business studies, is that how you need to groom yourself to be a leader. It's not about that you are wearing a very branded dresses, you're very fancy. No, it's about what where you have to put your more focus and energy is on your non-verbal expressions. Non-verbal expressions plays 60 to 70% of your communication than your verbal communication. So
Yes.
being a leader, being a person who you want to influence, you need to work, we all need to work on our non-verbal gestures, and we need to build that trust. And trust builds, and once we have a trust, you don't have to tell them that, guys, there is a problem, we need to deliver, you have to work on Saturday, Sunday. People will work because we all are working together, one common agenda, that we all need to succeed.
Hmm.
So the trust and the environment where everybody feels safe and heard is important if you want to influence people.
Great. So those who know me, they know that, I always say one sentence about project management and all that, that managing people or project management is a combination of art and science, right? Which
Correct.
always work,
Yes.
right? Every place has their different science, but the art remains the same, which made you succeed, right? Over the period of time.
Hmm.
So, Shazia, if I ask you how much percentage you will give to the art and how much percentage you will give to the science for
You know
someone's
what?
success.
I'll give 70% to the art, 30% to the science. Yes.
Sounds great.
Yes.
That's great. So, many talented professionals, sometimes as you talk about the non-verbal communication, your expressions, right? Many talented professionals hesitate to contribute because they worry about saying the wrong thing. I think we all went through this hesitation of self-doubt, right? If I would say
Correct.
something, am I, look stupid? What people think about me? Because that something always comes into the mind before we started contributing with confidence. It's okay, it's wrong. Someone will say,
Hmm.
okay, fine, might be not the contribution
Hmm.
impact, right? So, have you ever experienced self doubt in senior leadership meetings?
Yes. Yes, it is. It is. It has, because one thing that I would like to know: if you are in when you are discussing something, be assertive. Okay. There is misconception of assertive does not mean that you need to be disrespectful. Okay.
Hmm.
So there is one, I need to be, I can be vocal, and I
Hmm.
can be assertive. Being with that, I can be respectful as well. So it's
Awesome.
very
Yeah.
important that how we are communicating, we are assertive. Okay.
Hmm.
I It does not have to be loud, and I have to be saying that you are incorrect. No, let us, so we have to be assertive in a manner that let us evaluate different perspective and context as well. Maybe but maybe the context that other person is giving, you are missing it, or maybe you are giving a context, and we can collaborate together a good solution at the end of the day. So
Hmm.
it's not about winning and losing any conversation, winning and losing anything. We need to create a win-win environment always. So as we have to be assertive. And one more thing that is very important that we need to work it out together is, when we are going into a strategic meeting, do some homework. Like, let's say if I am going to present this idea, what are the key things that what I can hear, and what could be the key responses. So whenever get into those kind of a meeting, do plan yourself, do plan, have some exercise, and look at the mirror, see that maybe some person say that, what would be my reaction to it, what would be my response to it. So whenever you're going into the strategic meeting, go prepared, have factual data, and be assertive. But the key thing is, once you are getting out of that meeting room where the decision has already made, then you are aligned. You can you can have your assertive communication, you can have a conflict of interest. But when you are aligned, the decision is made. When you came out of the room, then you have to adhere this decision, and you have to work hard so that we can all get together to get the benefits of it. So whatever can be done in the meeting room can be done. Out of the meeting room, you are aligned, and you are adhering to these decisions.
I
This is
agree.
important.
When you
So
come out
assertiveness
of the room,
does
yeah.
not mean
Hmm.
disrespectful. Correct.
No,
Out
I
of the room, you're
completely
aligned.
agree. I completely agree. When you come out of the room, then own it, right? Because that's completely
On
the
it. Yeah.
responsibility to own it. We cannot just say, come out of the room and say, I was not agree to it, but the decision has been made. The point is, I was part of that room, right? So if I'm coming out of it,
Yes.
I should own it as well, right? That's something, because then again, if I'm part of it, then I am part of the team, right? Who is owning it too, right? So I think
Yes.
that's very important. I think you have wonderfully said that. Uh, Explain it, Shazia. So Shazia, let's move on one step forward, right? Many
Mm-hmm.
people confuse organizational politics with relationship building, right? We work on the relationship
Hmm.
building through our career when we are managing the teams, but many people confuse it with the organizational politics too, right? So, how do you build strong professional leaderships, right, without becoming political?
Correct. And this is very important point. This is an important point. First of all, I would suggest everyone, okay, stay focused on your work and stay focused, and true to yourself. Uh, don't and true to your values as well. Wherever you can go, wherever you are going to work, based on the geographical locations, based on you will adapt
Hmm.
few skills. Okay, maybe communication skills. There are places in the world where you need to be very assertive. You need to be very open for
Hmm.
everything. But there
Hmm.
are geolocations where you have to be listen first. You have to gain trust first. You have to be speak in the last ones everybody speak. So
Hmm.
you will understand that. But the important thing is, number one, be true to your values, be true to what you are, and focus on the work. The success itself is like more louder than words.
Yeah.
You just but and relationship is very important. Relationship is important, but not the gossips, right? So in that case, whenever we are talking, discussing, have a good relationship with everyone. On a personal note, have a good relationship with people, support them however you can do it. But when we are in professional world, we need to true to our work and true to the delivery. So which means that based on any relationship, I cannot hurt any other person interest. It has to be, because when you are working with a larger team, you make tough decisions as well. Some decisions are for others wrong or right, but tough decisions does not mean that your personal relationship hampered. And you need to true to the value that you're supporting the people, but professional relationships should be to basis on your work and the collaborate in the best interest of everyone, team, work, and the organization.
Makes sense. So, was it happened that, you have to disagree with the senior leadership on something? Have this
Yes,
ever
it
happened?
happens. Yes, it has happened. It happened always, right? It
So
happens.
how
It
did you
happens.
so how did you handle it?
Yeah. So with senior leadership, if let's say if we are working together and I have a contention point with you, I have a disagreement with you. I can't say that I disagree with you. On what basis? On what basis, right? If I am so senior leadership is senior leadership because they have a logical aura. They understand how things are going. What we have to do is, if you have a contention point, if where you are disagreeing, prepare your alternate solutions. So I had something. What I did is, I actually created the problem statement, and on that problem statement I create three solutions, propose three solutions, one, two, three. And on these three solutions, this is my pros and cons. So that so whenever you are going with the disagreement or the problem statement, it's your duty to bring the solution yourself as well.
Hmm.
So that, because give them the solutions that I think that manner, this is the solution, this is the pros and cons. Second, pros and cons, and on that note, then we agreed on the mutual grounds. So yes, it happens, but you need to be intelligent, emotional intelligent, that you're bringing the solution on the table as well. You're not just a problem maker.
I agree. I completely agree. Your EI and EQ play a good role. I think a
Correct.
very active role during such kind of situations. So, Shazia, now we are bringing closer towards our rapid fire round, right? So, how it's happened is that
Mhm.
I'm going to give you some words or sometimes a line, and you have to give a one sentence answer of it. Try to give a one sentence
Okay,
answer of it. Okay.
fine. Okay.
So, shall we begin?
Yes,
Okay. Leadership is,
is creating the impact.
okay, one habit every future leader should develop.
Be a good listener. Be empathetic.
Okay. A book every leader should read.
Hard thing about hard things.
Wow. Author?
Author is, I have to check it. I'm just, but
Okay.
that book is, okay.
It's
Okay.
okay. Yeah, you can, I can Google it. No worries.
Okay.
Okay. One mistake professionals should stop making immediately.
Groom yourself, groom your interpersonal skills, please, and your verbal and non-verbal, please, because interpersonal skills plays the key role. And as a professional, we don't work on our interpersonal skills. Please
Okay, so you have talked about it and what the professionals should do immediately, but what the one mistake you want them to stop making immediately?
stop saying no directly.
Okay, all right. Okay, the one leadership lesson you wish you had learned earlier.
Okay, to learn context is context, multiple context.
Okay, and your favorite leadership quote?
This is from obviously Satya Nadella.
Hmm.
And so there are two. First is from Hazrat Ali Razila Ta'ala, no? Okay.
Hmm.
This is actually my guiding principle for everything. This is, I will speak in Urdu and then I will translate
Sure,
in English.
sure.
Okay.
Hmm.
अक्लमंद आदमी वो होता है जो दूसरों की गलतियों से सीखता है. This is
Hmm.
actually my guiding principle for everything, may it my personal, may it my professional, may it anything. Okay, so Hazrat Ali Razila Talana has said that a wise man is one who learn from others mistakes. This is the best leadership quote I have, and that's my guiding principle as well.
Okay. So before we wrap up, Shazia, imagine someone is watching today who has just been
Mhm.
invited to their first meeting, right? First executive meeting in next week, right? They are
Okay.
nervous. They are questioning whether they belong there. What would you tell them?
First of all, yes, you belong there. Okay, you should be part of that meeting, and you belong there. So just relax. Okay, and plus, you can navigate every situation with a smile. Be good in your interpersonal skills. Be open, in conversations. Do read it. Do have your problem statements, multiple solutions, and then solutions as well. But be open to learning the context. Be curious. What has happened when we grow old, we actually the this habit of us, curiosity diminishes. When we are child, we're very curious about things, how this happens, what this happens, what you think, a lot of questions that we ask. Be that child, let be that child who's curious to learn, who's curious to learn others opinion, who's curious to learn the context, who's curious to learn uh, you know uh, the motivations. Okay, and then don't be judgmental at all. If somebody is telling you that no, you're maybe opposing your solution, it's not you are wrong, as in you, it's that only solution. So please, you are not associated directly to that solution. So don't be, you have to be emotionally intelligent. So first of all, be don't nervous. Be wherever you are go, however nervous you are, what is the problem? Always a smile. Your 40% of the problems would go with the smile, because they say that yes, this guy is positive. We can work with this person. Okay, so
I,
that's important.
I
Your aura
agree.
matters a lot.
I agree. Positive attitude win the races, right? And the wars. So
Mhm.
this definitely something which has proven right at many situations. So in our live streaming at YouTube, someone has commented and put a question. So I would like to have that question before we move on with the towards the closure. So the question
Mhm.
is that what has been the most challenging decision making room you have ever been part of? And what leadership lesson did you take away from that experience?
Okay, so I was part of one. So I will not quote it,
Hmm.
but I was part of one decision room. It was a very it was a new geolocation for me as well, a
Mm,
cultural shift plus technical shift plus a domain shift plus different kind of vendors around the world, right?
mm,
So what I have learned from that leadership room is, one, decisions are made outside of the meeting rooms. I'm telling you, decisions are not made within the meeting rooms. Second, you need to read the room who has the influence. We need to be very smart enough to understand who is the influencer and how can we build strategic relationships. So these are the two key things that I've learned from there. And I'm actually telling everyone, please, influencers, decision makers, your strategic relationships and decisions does not make in the meeting room. So you have to be smart enough.
very practical, Shazia. Thank you so much.
Yes.
This
Thank
conversation,
you.
reminds us that leadership is not about having all the answers, right? It's about bringing thoughtful perspectives, listening deeply and asking better questions and earning trust over time, right? I'm still learning
Yes.
how to ask better questions in the meetings and in the rooms where the decisions are made. So I
We all are.
completely
We all
agree. So, everyone watching, if today's conversation resonated with you, please like, comment, and share this episode with someone who's preparing for the next stage of their leadership journey. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to Conversation with Shenila, where we bring together leaders from around the world to discuss project management, leadership, and career growth and the real stories behind professional success. Because every successful profession, have a story to tell. So, thank you for
Right.
joining us. I'm Shanila, and I'll see you
Thank you
in
for
our
having me.
next conversation. Bye and take care.